During the lecture, Fugui informs Zion about the treasure he has found and asks him to appraise it. But Zion doesn't have much free time and tries to excuse himself, but the student insists that he'll pay him well. Later, after school, Zion visits his mother in the hospital, where he takes care of her. Zion's father is an archaeologist who went to the mountains 5 years ago. He has never heard from his father since his departure. The nurse calls him to come outside, and she informs him about the bill. Since he doesn't have any money, he asks her to wait and says he will pay later. Zion has no choice but to accept Fugui's request, who is a rich gangster. As he reaches there, he finds the Fugui and other people with him carrying knives and other stuff in their hands. Fugui hands him a ring and orders him to put it on. Zion doesn't want to be his experiment, but after Fugui promises that he will pay for his mother's bill, he immediately agrees. Just a few moments after Zion wears the ring, a mysterious creature jumps out of his mouth and attacks Fugui. As the student notices that his hand has been devoured, he passes out while the monster begins to take off a horrifying shape and transforms into a complete red-colored monster. Everyone prepares to face off against the monster. One of them tries attacking the devil with a talisman, but he has his heart devoured by the monster. They all shuddered at this and tried to fight back for their lives. However, there is no match for him, and most of them are killed on the spot. Zion tries to take the ring off, but it won't come out. And even with the girl's help, the ring doesn't move at all. After finishing the people around him, the devil has his eyes on them, and as he is about to kill them, Zion takes this opportunity to kiss the girl, as he doesn't want to die single. Though lucky for them, one of the fat dude's friends has survived and is pretty skilled with a knife as he buys time for the girl and Zion to escape. The girl takes them to a hotel and tells him that she's Jiang, a reporter from the Chengnan daily paper. She examines the ring and informs him that the ring has been engraved into his flesh. Jiang wants to examine Zion's body, but he doesn't want to do so, so she knocks him down, as she will need his photos for the evidence. Jiang realizes she's missing her phone, so she goes back to the incident location. While Zion dreams about the monster, he informs him that as long as he keeps the ring, his location will always be accessible to him. In the morning, a police force broke into his room. Inspector Yongsh and Inspector Mai are investigating a murder case. Zion tells the police that a monster was responsible for the killing, and he escaped with Jiang, who can also confirm his innocence. When Zion goes with the police, he comes to know that Jiang is also dead. Zion doesn't believe what he's seeing before his eyes, and now the only one who could have testified for his innocence is gone. Mai accuses Zion of lying because the police found Jiang's body at the crime location. They take him to the vehicle, where he will be carried to a cell, and Zion is scared that his mother will find out about this and most likely have a heart attack. The monster appears again to Zion, and he proposes a deal. If Zion gives the monster his body, the monster will help in his escape. Although he declines, the monster tells him that he will wait until Zion changes his mind. As he wakes up, the police officer also gets in the vehicle. Suddenly, a great force repels the vehicle. He goes unconscious, and after he wakes up, he's surprised to find that mysterious men have attacked them, though the other group assures them that they're here to save them because their boss, Fugui Fatty, sent them. Fugui Fatty tells Zion that they can prove his innocence, as he has sent someone to get Jiang's phone. However, they don't know Jiang is not a normal human being. Jiang's wounds heal magically. She kills Fugui Fatty Man and runs away with her phone. Fugui Fatty tells Zion that he will pay for his mother's treatment if he gets the Jiang's phone. A squad that follows Jiang into a mysterious tunnel. They found only a bunch of zombies there who killed them in seconds. Zion and others also reached the house in the middle of the forest, but Yangshan warned them that whoever went into this house would never return. The squad goes inside and finds a secret passage where they come across the previous squad's dead body. When they keep moving forward, they find a room filled with strange specimens and wonders who could have set it up and done experiments. However, they are unaware that someone is controlling the house with a computer system, which he activates a trap with. Zion and others fall into an even deeper stage where they get attacked by arrows. Zion realizes the system is light sensitive, so they turn off their flashlights and throw a bomb, which destroys the system. The mastermind behind this house is a scientist named Old Wang, and Jiang is along with him too. Zion and others end up in another strange room with two half-human creatures on display. Suddenly those creatures come to life and start attacking everyone. A few of the squad members get killed while others try to use guns, but they are ineffective. Zion tries to find a way to escape and finds Jiang's lipstick mark on a nearby wall, which turns out to be a secret elevator that helps them escape. The elevator stops, and as the door opens, they find a young woman laying in the bed. At first, they mistake her for the famous celebrity and think she's in danger. But Zion sees the stitches on her neck and tells the others to get away from her. She is a monster as well. When she proceeds to attack Mei, Yangshan sacrifices himself to save her and tells her how deeply he cares for her. The monster girl named Lu Yan has gone through surgery to preserve her beauty. This surgery has been going on in the country for a while, but very few people know about it. It gives an individual immortal life and beauty. The squad shoots blindly at her, but all in vain thanks to Lu Yan's immortal body. Yangshan asks Zion to take good care of Mei. The boss of the squad throws a bomb at Lu Yan, which gives others a chance to escape. The remaining 2 squad members shoot at Mei's leg to make a feast for the monster and get more time to escape. Zion refuses to accept this inhumanity, so they leave him behind with a claymore mine. Meanwhile, the scientist Old Wang criticizes Jiang for leaving traces for them and accuses her of betraying him. He's afraid that if their secret is revealed to the world, his boss, the corpse chief, will not show any mercy. Jiang doesn't take him seriously, which makes the man lose his temper, and he puts an electric cage around Jiang. Zion and Mei hear a sudden sound. Mei tells Zion that it must be Lu Yan, so she insists that he leave her there since she can't walk anyway. Zion refuses and walks towards the sound himself. Lu Yan's enraged that they got away from her, but she is glad to see that Zion has come himself to greet her as she's about to attack him. He asks the devil in his ring to take over his body and protect him. Lu Yan misunderstands this and believes that he's talking to her. However, after she confronts the devil and faces his might, she soon starts begging, and her last words are that in her next life, she will not get into the entertainment industry. On the other side, the 2 squad members who left Zion get attacked by mysterious mosquitoes who suck their blood, causing their death. Mei passes out from the loss of blood, and Zion asks the devil to hurry up and take over his body so they can save her. As he's about to have complete control over his body, the devil reveals that he never intended to save the girl, and was savoring her heart as his meal. Suddenly he's attacked by the leader of the masked men, and he's revealed to be the same guy, named Dao. The red devil isn't going to let him get away with everything, and Zion realizes that the devil is the reincarnation of the evil king, Daizin of the Shang dynasty. Zion doesn't want to admit that pure evil is standing before him and has even almost taken control of him. The monster confirms that he is Daizin and that he should be honored to have been under the control of a powerful king who is regarded as a god by his power. However, Dao calls him a part of the zombie nation, which is nothing more than a race of heart-eating monsters. The assassin faces him in the duel, and when Zion tries to assist him, the red devil repels him and traps him so he doesn't interfere. At the lab, scientist Old Wang is getting ready to experiment on Jiang and has her tied up. Old Wang wants to change his face so the corpse chief doesn't get attracted by her beauty anymore, and he can get the position he deserves. Jiang manages to kick him, and he accidentally releases one of his magical creatures, a walking hand. The hand leaps onto the keyboard and activates various traps. Eventually, it manages to activate the self-destruction trap that will blow the whole lab down. Realizing that everything is doomed, Old Wang gets ready to head outside to meet with a superior. Meanwhile, the assassin and the red devil are fighting, when Zion's ring suddenly starts glowing in a system and killing the devil. The devil is furious that his end was so pathetic. Dao tells Zion he knows who can give them more information about the ring, but they need to get out of this place first. As they're searching for Mei, Jiang falls down from the upper floor. She offers Zion help to get out of this place, but there's still one to handle, the claymore mine. Jiang says she will take care of the explosive, and instructs Zion to turn back while Dao leaves to pee. When the bomb is safely disposed safely, Zion turns back to check on Jiang. Her body was covered in glowing marks. Jiang warns Zion not to tell anyone what he saw. The water starts to fill up the passage, so they rush on their way out. However, when they are confronted by the zombie mosquitoes, Dao tells Jiang and Zion to run away first and let him deal with them. After blocking the mosquitoes successfully, he joins the others again and has to swim to get to the other side. Zion is caught up by a giant octopus, and Jiang has to save him. After getting out of the water, they're once again attacked by the giant monster, and this time he surfaces to strike them with his venomous liquid while the two fight him. Jiang brings an incinerator and burns the monster to a crisp. After successfully taking down their enemy, the three get ready to head out. However, misfortune follows Zion once more as he is dragged into the water by the tentacles. He loses consciousness and wakes up in the same hotel where he left off with Jiang. However, when he turns on the TV, he is devastated to find out he is the prime suspect in Mei's murder, and she is actually the daughter of the mayor. Zion also finds a note from Dao inviting him to a place to tell him about the secret of the ring. Zion sneaks into the hospital to tell his mother that he isn't a criminal, and that he will clear his name soon. Somewhere else, the corpse chief is no other than Mr. Bailu, who seems to be a respectable member of society, but he's part of the zombie nation. Old Wang presents Mei to him and tells him that he can't leave her, as she has seen their research center. Old Wang also calls Jiang a rebel and hands over her phone, rewarding him with a zombie pill. However, he found Jiang still alive and accused her of being the one who destroyed his lab. Old Wang transforms into a monster to fight her, but Bai Lu kills him with his tentacles in his eye. Bai Lu wants Jiang to find the cultivation place so he can become the eternal zombie king. Meanwhile, Zion is running from the police. When Fugui pulls him inside his car, Fugui is angry after knowing that Zion didn't bring the phone and can't remove the ring either. He wants to cut off the finger, but Zion tells him that there's a way to remove it if he lets him go and meet Dao at the Tiangu Palace. Fugui agrees and says this is his last chance, throwing him out of his car. The next day, Zion joins an elderly discount trip to the Madu Mountains, but gets lost on the way there. Suddenly, he hears a girl crying for help. When he turns to look, it was his classmate, a foreign girl named Tart. He saw her at Bai's history lecture. She is being chased by villagers who want the pendants she's wearing. Zion saves her, and one of the villagers tries to take a pendant from Tart, causing her to slip and fall over the mountain. Zion sees this and doesn't hesitate to jump over the mountain after her. While falling, the ring's power awakens again and saves them. Zion doesn't tell Tart about the ring. Instead, he lies and says he saved her with magical powers. They are now stuck on a mountain of hanging coffins. People used to believe that hanging coffins could help them become deities. Tart is researching deities, especially the legendary deity Penzu. That's why she came here. When Tart falls asleep, Zion begins to think about his father, who abandoned them. This made him angry, and he peed on a nearby coffin. Suddenly the coffin opens and a strange little creature comes out, making Zion scream. And Tart wakes up in terror. The creature introduces himself as the lesser deity Muxuzi. He was ordered to bring Zion into the Tiangu Palace. Tart is delighted to finally meet a deity, and requests that she come along. The deity instructs them to close their eyes, and they jump together into a transport hole. After closing his eyes, Zion dreams about an old man being eaten by the people around him. Zion wakes up in terror and finds himself in a cave with Muxuzi and Tart. Muxuzi tells him that the old man ghost you may see around here is Penzu. This makes Zion assume that maybe Penzu was eaten by his grandchildren, who gave rise to the zombie nation. Dao comes over and agrees with Zion's hypothesis. Dao takes Zion to a hot spring as the temple is a place for a prestigious group to cultivate to become deity. Therefore, outsiders have to take a bath and change clothes before entering. Dao gets drunk, so Muxuzi takes him and Zion to a place to sleep. Zion can't believe that the Dao and deities are a bunch of weirdos. However, he can't trust them, so he goes to search for reality himself. He finds another deity training outside the Tiangu Palace and takes down his student. They talk about how their skills are useless because they can't show up in front of others because of their weird appearance. They also mentioned that 5 years ago, an excavation group entered the temple mistakenly, and after that, 5 deities got back their human appearance. Zion is trying to listen closely, but gets caught by a senior deity, Pure Young. Muxuzi explained to Pure Young that Zion is a guest invited by the true Lord, and he takes him inside the temple. Zion can't resist the food in front of him and starts eating. One of the senior considers it disrespectful and attacks Zion. The ring powers awake again, and a fight begins. However, before things get worse, the true Lord stops them and instructs them to sit down. He tells Zion that everyone who has ever tried to wear this ring has died. Zion should consider it a miracle that he can handle this power. Zion feels disappointed that the ring can't be removed, but accepts the true Lord's request to stay until the next day for a big announcement. The deities predict that the true Lord may choose Zion as his successor, so they plan to kill the true Lord to take his place. Meanwhile, Bai Lu and Jiang they have found their way to Tiangu Temple and are heading towards it. However, Zion believes things are not that simple. He thinks there's a possibility that the king monster hasn't died and is still in his body, waiting for the right moment to take over. Jiang and Bai Lu make it to the temple and start searching for divinity. Suddenly there's the sound of a gunshot and a deity shouting that the true Lord has been shot. When Zion and Dao immediately enter the temple, they see Tart holding the gun. She tells everyone that she has taken revenge for her father, who was killed by deities 5 years ago. She reveals that her father sent a letter to her mother mentioning the killing of an excavation group by the deity, so the true Lord killed him to keep the secret. After hearing this, Zion realized that it was his father's excavation group. Tart tells that the deities rescued the excavation group from the zombie and brought them to the temple, where her father met father of Zion. The group researched place and found that there were huge amounts of radiation coming from the ground that had turned deities into such absurd forms. However, the deities didn't listen to them and used them to make a pill that turned the true Lord and a few other deities back to human form. Father of Tart, Yeazi, witnessed this, therefore, he was killed by the deity, and they closed the temple for outsiders. Muxuzi was also a witness to the incident. he comes forward and confirms it was all true. Zion can't control himself after hearing that the deities killed his father to make a pill for themselves. His ring powers increase, making him a dangerous beast. Dao escapes with Muxazi and Tart while the other deities try to defeat Zion by combining their powers. The deities caused a huge blast over Zion. He's still alive, but he falls. Young tries to kill him, but Dao and Muxazi come over to save Zion. Dao says to the deities that they are even worse than the zombies. This makes Pure Young angry, and he attacks Dao, but Muxazi takes the attack upon himself and sacrifices his life to save Dao. Meanwhile, Bai Lu sends his league to destroy the Tiangu Temple. Dao and Tart are tied up while Zion is still unconscious. When the deities can't take off the ring, they decide to throw Zion into the cultivate place. Pure Young takes over the place of the true Lord and announces that it's all right to sacrifice a few humans to cultivate the place. He convinces all the deities to follow his evil plans. Bai Lu and Young also reach the cultivate place and jumped in. Zion wakes up and accepts that he's going to die soon. He apologizes to his parents and wishes for the happiness of all the people he once met. Suddenly he hears King Daizan's voice again. He again provokes Zion to accept his help to take revenge and protect his friend. The anime ends here. Thank you for watching till the end, and please don't forget to subscribe.